You are one decision away from a different life. The struggle, the inconsistency, the feeling that you're meant for more but can't seem to break through, it ends now. This book contains a single, non-negotiable code. This isn't another theory. It is the operating system for undeniable results. The Creator Code is the fundamental law that separates the amateur from the professional, the struggling from the successful. Master this one thing, this code, and you will never, ever struggle with motivation, procrastination, or purpose again. Listen closely. Your old life is about to expire. Chapter 1. Execute. Don't negotiate. Let's be clear from the very first second. Your struggle has nothing to do with your strategy. It has nothing to do with your resources, your connections, or your luck. Your struggle has a single, solitary source. And that source is the negotiation. You are in a constant, silent, debilitating negotiation with yourself. You negotiate with the alarm clock. You negotiate with the workout. You negotiate with the deep work session. You negotiate with the healthy meal. You sit down to create, and you negotiate. Maybe I'll just check my email first. Maybe I'm not inspired enough today. Maybe I'll start tomorrow when I feel more ready. This negotiation is the cancer of your potential. It is the single point of failure. And it ends now. Success is not born from complex secret strategies. Success is born from the non-negotiable execution of simple, daily fundamentals, period. The difference between the professional and the amateur isn't talent. It's the willingness to execute without debate. To act without a committee meeting in their mind, ***, do not negotiate with your weaker self, ***. Your weaker self is a brilliant lawyer. It has a million reasonable-sounding arguments. It will tell you you're tired. It will tell you you've earned a break. It will tell you that starting tomorrow is just as good. It will present evidence from your past failures to prove that action is futile. It is a master of deception. And every time you entertain that argument, you lose. You lose ground. You lose momentum. You lose a piece of your self-respect. Let me make this concrete. Let's look at the real world. Consider two entrepreneurs. The first one wakes up. The alarm goes off. The negotiation begins. Just 5 more minutes. He hits snooze. He finally gets up, feels behind, and grabs his phone. He checks email. He gets sucked into the chaos of other people's agendas. His morning is reactive, chaotic, and dictated by the outside world. He spends the day putting out fires, feeling busy but accomplishing nothing that moves the needle. He is a servant to negotiation. Now, the second entrepreneur. The alarm goes off. There is no negotiation. There is no internal debate. The feet hit the floor. A predetermined ritual begins. Hydration, movement, a block of deep, focused work on the most important project before the world has a chance to make a demand. The day is structured, orderly, and proactive. He creates his own weather. What is the difference? Is the second person more motivated? Does he have more willpower? No, the difference is simple. He has eliminated the point of negotiation. He has made execution automatic, ***. Execution is a stand you take for your future self, ***. It is a vote of confidence in the person you are committed to becoming. Every time you execute without debate, you tell your weaker self, you are not in charge here. The vision is in charge. Every time you negotiate, you tell your weaker self, you were right. We are small. We are weak. We need comfort more than we need results. You are building your identity with every single micro-decision. Are you building the identity of a negotiator, a debater, a hesitator? Or are you building the identity of an executor, a person of action, a force of nature? This is the core of the Creator Code. It's not about feeling like it. It's about doing it. So how do you break the cycle? How do you shut down the internal lawyer for good? You implement the mechanism. You install the zero negotiation start. The rule is simple, brutal, and non-negotiable itself. The moment you have an intention to act, whether it's to start working, to go for a run, to make that difficult call, you have 60 seconds, 1 minute. In that 60 seconds, you must initiate the physical first step. Not think about it, not plan it, not prepare for it. You must move. You must break the psychological barrier with a physical action. The moment the thought, I should work out, enters your mind, you are putting on your shoes. Not thinking about putting on your shoes. Putting them on. The moment you know you need to start writing, you are opening the document and typing the first word. Not reading about how to write. Not organizing your desk. Typing the first word. Asterisk, asterisk, the moment you feel the negotiation. You move, asterisk, asterisk, you feel that familiar pull to scroll, to delay, to distract. That is the feeling of negotiation. That is the trigger. And your only job when you feel that trigger is to take a single, physical action in the direction of your commitment. This is not about motivation. This is about mechanics. You are short-circuiting the debate by engaging the body. The mind is a terrible master, but an excellent servant. When you physically move first, you drag the mind along with you. The mind follows the action. Clarity and momentum do not precede action. They are the products of action. You don't need to feel ready. You don't need to feel inspired. You just need to initiate the first physical motion within 60 seconds. This is the foundation. Everything else we build, killing the committee, architecting your environment, building unbreakable discipline, it all rests on this fundamental principle. If you cannot master the zero negotiation start, you will negotiate on everything else. You will negotiate with your fears. You will negotiate with your discipline. You will negotiate with your own legacy, but if you master this, if you can, from this day forward, execute instead of negotiate, you will have unlocked a power that 99% of people are afraid to claim. The power of a decision that does not waver. The power of a commitment that does not bend. You have a choice. You always have a choice. You can choose the path of negotiation, the path of comfort, the path of slow decay. Or you can choose the path of execution, the path of power. The path of results. The negotiation is over. The execution begins now. You've silenced the internal debate. But there's another voice that holds you back. The voice of the crowd, the critics, the past. It's time to deal with that committee once and for all. Chapter 2. Kill the committee in your mind. You've learned to stop negotiating. You've started to execute. But now you face a deeper, more insidious enemy. An enemy that lives inside your own head. You sit down to create, to build, to take a risk. And the voices begin. The voice of doubt. The voice of your critical parent. The voice of that teacher who said you weren't good enough. The voice of your friend who just wants you to be realistic. The voice of the imaginary critic who will tear your work apart. You believe this is your mind. Your own thoughts. You are wrong. Your mind is not a single, unified command center. It is a committee. A chaotic, dysfunctional, and toxic committee made up of past traumas, outside opinions, forgotten failures, and societal expectations. Every member of this committee has an agenda, and not a single one of them has your best interests at heart. Their only goal is to keep you small, to keep you safe, to keep you from doing anything that might risk failure or judgment or change. The creator does not listen to the committee. The creator chairs the meeting. And today, you are firing every single toxic member. Asterisk, asterisk, the committee is a ghost. It has no power unless you give it a voice. Asterisk, asterisk, think about that. A ghost, it's an echo from the past. A projection of a fear about the future. It is not present moment reality. That critical voice from your childhood? A ghost. The fear of what a stranger might think of your work? A ghost. The imposter syndrome that says you're not qualified? A ghost. These are not real, tangible obstacles. They are phantoms. They are memories and fantasies dressed up as truth, and they are running your life. You are letting ghosts dictate your decisions. You are allowing echoes to design your future. That stops now. Let's make this real. Let's look at the damage. Consider the writer. She has a manuscript finished. It's good. It's powerful. But she doesn't publish it. Why? Because in her mind, she hears the committee. She hears her 10th grade English teacher red penning her grammar. She hears the cynical comment from a writing group 3 years ago. She imagines a one-star review from a faceless reader. These are ghosts. These are echoes. But she treats them like a real-time jury, and so her work stays in a drawer, unseen, unused. The committee wins. Or consider the person who has a dream to start a business, to learn a skill, to change careers. But they don't. The committee is in session. The member representing their father's voice says, "That's not a real job." The member from their own past failure says, "You tried something like this before and you failed, remember?" The member representing social approval whispers, "What will people think?" This committee is not reality. It is a collection of fears and old data. But you are letting it veto your future. Asterisk, asterisk, you are the CEO of your mind. Fire the toxic members of your board. Asterisk, asterisk, ACO doesn't tolerate dissenting, toxic voices that are trying to sink the company. A CEO listens to data, makes a decision, and commands the room. You must become that CEO. Look at the members of your internal board. There's the "you're not good enough" member. Fire him. There's the "what will people think" member. Escort her from the building. There's the "remember that time you failed" member. Revoke his access. You don't need their permission. You don't need their approval. Their opinions are not data. They are sabotage. Your only responsibility is to the vision, to the mission, to the work. So how do you do it? How do you, in the moment the voices rise up, silence them, and take command? You use the mechanism. You deploy the authority mantra. This is your weapon. This is your gavel. It is a short, forceful, present tense phrase that you verbalize the very second you feel the committee beginning to speak. The moment doubt creeps in, the moment fear arises, the moment you imagine criticism, you speak your mantra. Out loud. It must be spoken. The vibration in your chest, the sound in your ears, it makes it real. It anchors you in the present. Your mantra could be, "I am the final authority." It could be, "My vision is my command." It could be, "I decide." It must be a statement of absolute, non-negotiable power. The process is simple. You feel the committee stir. A voice says, "This isn't going to work." You stop. You stand up straight. You say out loud with force, "I am the final authority." The voice says, "People will laugh at you." You respond. Aloud, "I am the final authority." The voice says, "You're not ready." You respond, "I am the final authority." Asterisk, asterisk, silence the committee. Speak with authority. Asterisk, asterisk, you are not arguing with the voices. That's a trap. You are not trying to reason with ghosts. You are simply stating the new law of the land. You are establishing, through a repeated physical and verbal action, who is in charge. It's not a debate. It's a declaration. This is the core of the Creator's power. It's not about having no fear. It's about having an authority that is greater than the fear. It's not about having no doubt. It's about having a decision that is louder than the doubt. You have a choice. You can let the committee run the show. You can let the ghosts of your past and the fantasies of your future dictate your present. Or you can take the gavel. You can speak with authority. You can fire the toxic board members and run your own mind like the CEO you were born to be. That's the key. The power was always yours. You just gave it away to a committee of ghosts. Take it back. You are the final authority on your life, on your work, on your worth. Act like it. You've taken command of your internal world. You are the CEO of your mind. But a CEO needs the right environment to execute. A castle can be conquered if the gates are left open. It's time to fortify your space. Chapter 3. Your environment is your willpower. You are the CEO of your mind. The committee is silenced. You execute without negotiation. But you are not done. Not even close, because you are fighting a battle on two fronts. The internal front, your mind, and the external front, your environment. And right now, your environment is sabotaging you. It is systematically draining your willpower, your focus, and your energy. Every single hour of every single day, you believe your lack of discipline is a character flaw. It is not, it is an environmental flaw. You are trying to be a disciplined person in a disordered environment. And it is a war you are guaranteed to lose. Willpower is not a personality trait. Willpower is a resource, a finite, depletable resource like the battery on your phone. Every time you resist a temptation, every time you force yourself to focus amidst chaos, you drain the battery. By 10 a.m., you're running on 20%. By the afternoon, you're in the red. And then you wonder why you can't do the hard work. You wonder why you reach for the junk food, for the distraction, for the easy way out. The professional does not rely on willpower. The professional makes willpower irrelevant. How? They architect their environment. Stop trying to be a disciplined person in a disordered environment. That is the fundamental error. You are trying to use mental force to overcome physical and digital chaos. It will not work. Not long term. You are a human being, not a robot. You are designed to respond to your surroundings. To take the path of least resistance, your environment is not passive. It is an active force. It is either your greatest ally or your most relentless enemy. And right now, it is working against you. Let's look at the evidence. Let's make this undeniable. Take two kitchens. Kitchen A is a minefield. The counter has a bowl of chips. The fridge is full of sugary drinks and leftover takeout. The fruit is hidden in the bottom drawer, wilted and forgotten. To eat healthy here requires a massive expenditure of willpower. You have to resist the chips, ignore the soda, and mount a search and rescue mission for an apple. The environment is designed for failure. Now, kitchen B on the counter, a bowl of washed, ready-to-eat fruit. In the fridge, pre-cut vegetables and lean proteins at eye level. The junk food? It doesn't exist here. To eat healthy requires zero willpower. In fact, to eat poorly would require effort. You'd have to go to the store. The environment makes success automatic. Now, apply this to your work. Your phone is on your desk. It pings, it buzzes. The screen lights up. Every notification is a tiny tax on your focus. Every time you resist looking at it, you drain your willpower battery. Eventually, you will fail. You will pick it up. And you will fall into the scroll. Contrast that with a phone placed in another room during a deep work session. The friction to check it is high. You'd have to stop your work, get up, walk to another room. The environment protects you. It makes failure difficult. Design your space, dictate your behavior. This is not a suggestion. It is a law of human nature. You will behave in a way that is most convenient within your environment, period. Your actions are not a pure reflection of your character. They are a reflection of your design. So the question is not, how can I get more disciplined? The question is, how can I design my environment to make discipline automatic? The answer is the mechanism. You will perform a friction audit. This is a ruthless physical inventory of your life. You will go through your physical spaces, your desk, your kitchen, your bedroom and your digital spaces, your phone, your computer, and you will do one thing. You will identify points of friction for the habits you want to build. Your job is to eliminate friction. Make them effortless. Want to read more? Don't rely on willpower. Place a book on your pillow. That's it. You've eliminated the friction of finding a book. The path of least resistance now leads to reading. Want to work out in the morning? Sleep in your gym clothes. Place your shoes by the bed. Have your water bottle filled and waiting. You have eliminated the friction of decision-making and preparation. Now, for the habits you want to break, your job is to add friction. Make them difficult. Scrolling social media too much? Delete the apps from your phone. Not just off the home screen, delete them. Now, to scroll, you have to go to the browser, type in the website, log in. That's friction. You've made the wrong thing hard. Snacking on junk food? Stop buying it. If it's not in the house, the friction of obtaining it is massive. You'd have to get in the car and drive to the store. Make the right thing easy and the wrong thing hard. That's the entire philosophy. That's the key. You are not fighting yourself. You are engineering your surroundings. You are stacking the deck in your favor. You have a choice. You can continue to white-knuckle your way through life, exhausting your willpower by noon, feeling like a failure because your environment is constantly beating you. Or you can become the architect. You can design a world around you that naturally pulls you toward your goals. It's not about being a stronger person in a weak environment. It's about being a smarter person who builds a strong environment. Your environment is your willpower. Stop draining your battery fighting it. Start plugging into it. Let it fuel you. Let it carry you toward the results you demand. You've engineered your environment for success. You've removed the obstacles. Now, the path is clear. But a clear path means nothing if you don't take the first step. And that first step is the most misunderstood part of the entire process. Chapter 4. Action before clarity. The path is clear. Your environment is engineered. There are no more negotiations. The committee is silent. So what's stopping you now? You are waiting. You are waiting for a feeling. You're waiting for a sign. You are waiting for the universe to grant you permission in the form of perfect clarity. You believe you need to see the entire staircase before you take the first step. This is the greatest lie you tell yourself. It is the master procrastination tactic of the amateur mind. The amateur waits for clarity, motivation, or inspiration to strike. The professional knows a fundamental, non-negotiable truth. Clarity is a product of action, not a prerequisite for it. You will not think your way to a clear path. You must act your way to one. The map is drawn by walking. The path is revealed by moving. You don't think your way into a new life. You act your way into a new way of thinking. Let that sink in. Your thoughts are not the architect of your actions. Your actions are the architect of your thoughts. You are waiting for a thought, a feeling of certainty to magically appear so you can finally act. It is backwards. It is broken. It is why you are stuck. Action generates evidence. Action creates data. Action produces momentum. Sitting and thinking generates confusion, anxiety, and elaborate fantasies. You are trying to solve a physical world problem with a mental world process. It will never work. You are confusing motion with action. You are mistaking planning for progress. Let's look at the real world. Let's make this undeniable. Consider two entrepreneurs. Entrepreneur A has a business idea. He spends months, years in perfect planning mode. He writes a 100-page business plan. He researches competitors endlessly. He tweaks his logo. He waits for the perfect moment, for the feeling of absolute certainty that his idea is foolproof. He is in constant motion, but he has taken no real action. He has launched nothing. He has learned nothing from the actual market. His plan is a fantasy built on assumptions. Motion is not action. Planning is not progress. Now, Entrepreneur B, she has the same idea. She defines a minimum viable product, the simplest, most basic version of her idea that could possibly work. She builds it in a few weeks. She launches it. It's imperfect. It's messy. It has flaws, but it is real, and the market gives her feedback. Real people use it or they don't. They complain, they suggest, they pay. This feedback is pure gold. It is clarity. She now knows what to build next, what to fix, what to abandon. She took action before she had clarity, and the action gave her the only clarity that matters: who is closer to success. The one with the perfect plan or the one with the imperfect product and real-world data? The answer is obvious. Action is the gateway to reality. Thinking is the playground of illusion. You don't need their permission. You don't need a sign. You need to move. So how do you break the paralysis of overthinking? How do you shift from being a planner to being a performer? You install the mechanism. You implement the 5-second action rule. This rule is brutally simple. The moment you have an instinct to act on a goal, the moment you think, I should start that project, I need to make that call, I should go for that run, you have a 5-second window. You have 5 seconds to physically move. You do not think. You do not plan the move. You do not count to 5. You launch your body. You become a physical object in motion. The thought, I should work out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are putting on your shoes. The thought, I need to start writing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are opening the document and typing a single sentence. The thought, I have to send that difficult email. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are opening your email and typing the recipient's address. You are not committing to the entire task. You are committing to the first, tiny, physical motion. You are breaking the seal of inertia. Clarity comes from engagement, not thought. You will never be clear about writing a book by thinking about writing a book. You become clear by writing one messy paragraph. That paragraph gives you a point of engagement. It gives you something to react to edit, to build upon. The clarity for the second paragraph comes from the existence of the first. You will never be clear about a business by planning it. You become clear by making one sale. That sale teaches you more than a year of planning ever could. The 5-second rule is your ignition switch. It bypasses the faulty mental circuitry that wants to think everything to death. It connects your intention directly to your motor functions. You have a choice. You can remain in the stands of your own life, analyzing the game, planning your perfect play, waiting for the perfect conditions. Or you can run onto the field and get muddy. You can start playing. The game will teach you what you need to know. That's the key. The answers are not found in your mind before you start. They are found in the world through the process of doing. It's not about feeling ready. It's about starting before you are ready. It's not about having a perfect plan. It's about being perfectly engaged in the process. Stop waiting for the fog to clear. Start walking and watch the path appear right in front of your feet. With every step you take, you've taken the first step. You are in motion. But motion without structure is chaos. Action without a container is wasted energy. To build something that lasts, you need a framework that cannot be broken. Chapter 5. The unbreakable container of discipline. You are in motion. You are taking action. But action alone is not enough. Unstructured action is chaos. It is energy with no direction. Potential with no power. You have felt this. You have days of frantic activity, but nothing of substance gets built. You have bursts of inspiration, but they fizzle out into nothing. You have raw creative energy, but it dissipates into the air, leaving you with nothing to show for it. This is the fate of the amateur. They rely on motivation, on bursts of energy, on how they feel. The professional does not rely on how they feel. The professional relies on structure. They understand a secret. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is the container. Discipline is the vessel that holds your energy, your focus, your actions. It concentrates them. It compresses them. It transforms fleeting potential into tangible, lasting power. Without this container, your best efforts are a flood. With it, they become a laser. Discipline is the framework for freedom. You hear that word discipline and you think of restriction, of punishment, of a grim, joyless grind. You have it backwards. Total freedom with no structure is chaos, and chaos is a prison. It's the prison of never knowing what you will do, never trusting yourself, never building anything that lasts. True freedom, the freedom of a master craftsman, a world-class athlete, a successful entrepreneur comes from having a framework so solid, so reliable, that your creative mind can play within it without fear of collapse. The structure liberates you. It frees you from the tyranny of your moods. Think of a river. A river without banks is a flood. It is chaotic, destructive, and wasteful. It spreads thin over the land and soaks into the ground. Powerful but useless. Now, take that same river and place a dam across it. You have now created a container. The water is held. The energy is concentrated. That concentrated energy can now spin turbines. It can power a city. It can create immense, usable, sustainable power. The river's raw power was never the problem. The lack of a container was. Your discipline is your dam, your mind, your energy, your creativity that is your river. It is a powerful, flowing force. But without a dam, it is just a flood of ideas that never get built, of projects that never get finished, of potential that never becomes reality. Your dam is your daily structure, your non-negotiable practices. It is what holds you together when you feel like falling apart. It is what channels your energy toward a single, powerful outcome. You don't need their permission to build this dam. You don't need to feel like it. The dam must be built regardless of the weather. So, how do you build it? What is this container made of? You define it with the mechanism. You establish your non-negotiable triad. This is not a to-do list. This is not a collection of nice-to-haves. This is the structural steel of your day. This is your dam. The triad consists of 3 core actions. Only 3. They are the fundamental behaviors that, if you do nothing else, will build the life you want. They are the pillars. They must be specific, measurable, and achievable every single day. No matter what, for the creator, the triad might be 1. 90 minutes of deep, undistracted work on your most important project. 2. 30 minutes of deliberate, physical movement. 3. 20 minutes of focused reading or skill development for the entrepreneur. It might be 1. 3 proactive sales or outreach calls. 2. 60 minutes of strategic planning or systemization. 3. 15 minutes of financial review. You choose your 3. But once chosen, they are carved in stone. They are not up for debate. They are not subject to how you feel. The container must hold, no matter the weather inside you. You wake up tired? The container holds. You execute your triad, you feel uninspired? The container holds. You execute your triad, you are overwhelmed with emails? The container holds. The triad comes first. This is where the creator code becomes unbreakable. This is where you transition from being someone who does things to someone who is something. You are a person who does their triad. Every day. Without exception. Your identity is no longer tied to your fleeting emotions. It is tied to your unwavering actions. You are not a motivated person. You are a disciplined person. And disciplined people build legacies. Motivated people build bursts of effort that fade. You have a choice. You can live in the floodplain of your emotions, where every passing feeling dictates your actions, where your potential soaks into the ground and is wasted. Or you can be the architect of your own dam. You can build the container that will hold your power, focus it, and transform it into a force that can light up the world. That's the key. It's not about feeling disciplined. It's about building the discipline, brick by brick, action by action, day by day. The container must hold. Your dam is built. Your energy is now focused, powerful, and directed. But power for its own sake is meaningless. You must now point this power at something the world actually needs. You must transform your focused energy into undeniable value. Chapter 6. Become a merchant of value. Your dam is built. Your energy is contained, focused, and powerful. Now, a critical question: what will you power with this energy? Most people point it inward. They use their focus to ask a desperate, needy question. What can I get? How can I become successful? How can I get more likes, more money, more recognition? This is the mindset of a beggar. It is the energy of neediness. And the world repels neediness. The creator operates from a different place, a place of power. The creator asks a different question. What can I build? What problem can I solve? What value can I provide? This is the mindset of a merchant. Not a merchant of trinkets, a merchant of value, a merchant of solutions, a merchant of transformation. Your success in this world is not a direct result of your desire. It is a direct byproduct of the value you provide. Period. Asterisk, asterisk. Be a creator, not a consumer. A giver, not a taker. Asterisk, asterisk. You must shift your entire orientation. From inbound to outbound. From extracting to contributing. The consumer mind is passive. It takes, it scrolls, it absorbs. The creator mind is active. It builds, it writes, it codes, it solves, it gives. The world is saturated with consumers. It is starving for creators. The world is flooded with people who want to take. It rewards, inevitably and without fail, those who are obsessed with giving. You don't need their permission to provide value. You just need to provide it. Look at the evidence. Let's make this undeniable. Take 2 social media accounts. Account A is desperate. The posts are all about them. Look at me. What do you think of my work? Why aren't I getting more followers? The energy is a black hole of neediness. It is asking. People feel this energy. They scroll past. It provides nothing but a request for validation. Account B is valuable. Every post is designed to serve the audience. It teaches a quick skill. It shares an insightful analysis. It tells a story that inspires or illuminates. It solves a tiny problem. The energy is that of a fountain, overflowing. It is giving. People are drawn to it. They engage, they share, they follow. Why? Because it makes their life better, even in a small way. Which account wins? The one focused on getting, or the one obsessed with giving? The answer is obvious. Value is the only currency that matters in the long run. ***, trade your focus for skill, and your skill for value. ***, this is the economic engine of the creator. You take your focused attention, the energy contained by your dam, and you invest it. You don't spend it on consumption. You invest it in acquiring a skill. In mastering a craft, that skill is your raw material. It is the ore. Then you take that skill and you refine it. You transform it into a product, a service, a piece of content, a solution. You transform skill into value. That value is your finished good. You put it into the marketplace. You give it away freely or you exchange it for money. But the transaction is always the same. You are offering value in return for trust, for attention, for revenue. The person who is focused on getting skips the entire process. They have no valuable skills. They create no valuable goods. They have nothing to offer. And so they get nothing. You have a choice. You can be the beggar, holding out your empty cup, hoping the world will fill it. Or you can be the merchant, arriving at the town square with a wagon full of goods that everyone needs. So, how do you ensure you are operating as a merchant every single day? How do you make value creation a non-negotiable part of your code? You perform the mechanism. You conduct the daily value audit. This is not a complex strategy. It is a simple end-of-day ritual. You take 60 seconds. You look at your day, and you ask one powerful question, ***, what 3 pieces of value did I create or deliver today? ***, not what did I do? Not what did I consume? What value did I create? Did you write a document that will help your team? That's 1. Did you solve a client's problem in a way that exceeded expectations? That's 2. Did you create a piece of content that teaches or inspires? That's 3. Did you build a system that makes a process more efficient? That's 1. Did you have a conversation that genuinely helps someone see things differently? That's 2. If you cannot list 3 concrete items, your day was a net drain on the world. You consumed more than you created. You were a taker, not a giver. And that is a failing grade for any creator. This audit forces you to be accountable. It shifts your focus from activity to impact. It makes you ask, was my focused energy today transformed into something that actually matters to someone else? Your income is a lagging indicator of your value. That's the final, brutal, and liberating truth. You are not paid what you want. You are not paid for your time. You are paid for the value you have already created and delivered into the marketplace. If you want to 10x your income, you must first 10x the value you are capable of providing. Focus on the value. Master your craft. Solve bigger problems. Serve more people. The money will follow. It is a shadow. It has no choice but to follow the substance. That's the key. It's not about chasing money. It's about becoming so valuable that money has to chase you. Stop asking what the world can give you. Start building what the world needs from you. Become a merchant of value. Fill your wagon with goods, and watch as the world lines up to trade with you. You are now creating value consistently. You are building, shipping, and serving. But consistency alone can feel like a grind. To transcend the grind, you must unlock a force more powerful than discipline. You must build a force that pulls you forward. Chapter 7. The momentum of inevitability you are executing. You are creating value. You are building your container. You are doing the work. But let's be honest. Some days it feels like a grind. It feels like you're pushing a boulder up a hill. You are relying on pure discipline. And discipline, while powerful, can be exhausting, but what if you could reach a point where the boulder starts pushing you? What if you could generate a force so powerful that success doesn't feel like a struggle, but like an inevitable outcome? A force that pulls you forward, making action easier than inaction. This is not a fantasy. This is physics. This is the compound effect in motion. This is momentum, the amateur chumps for the breakthrough. They want the overnight success, the viral moment, the lottery ticket. They are addicted to the peak. They exhaust themselves trying to launch a rocket in a single day. The professional ignores the peak. They focus on the plateau. They build a runway. They understand that a breakthrough is not a singular event. It is the final, visible result of 1,000 invisible, consistent actions. It is the moment the world finally notices the mountain you've been building. One bucket of dirt at a time, asterisk, consistency, is a superpower. It makes your success inevitable. Asterisk, let that word land, inevitable. It means unavoidable, certain to happen. Is your success inevitable right now? Or is it a hope? A wish, a gamble? For the person relying on bursts of motivation, success is a gamble. It's a roll of the dice. For the person who has installed the creator code, who acts with consistency, success becomes a mathematical certainty. You are not hoping for a result. You are executing a proven formula. You are building a snowball at the top of a very long hill. The first pushes are hard. The snowball is small. It doesn't seem to move. But you keep pushing, consistently, daily, and with each push, the snowball picks up a little more snow. It gets a little bigger, a little heavier, and then a critical point is reached. Gravity takes over. The momentum becomes self-sustaining. The snowball begins to roll on its own, gathering mass and speed at an accelerating rate. Your initial push was discipline. The final unstoppable descent is momentum, asterisk, don't chase peaks. Build a plateau of excellence. Asterisk, look at the real world. The evidence is everywhere. Consider two weightlifters. Lifter A is emotional. He chases the peak. He has a great day, feels motivated, and tries to lift 50 pounds more than last time. He strains, he fails, he gets injured. He then gets discouraged and quits for 2 weeks. His progress is a jagged line of peaks and valleys. It goes nowhere. Lifter B is consistent. He builds the plateau. He follows a simple rule. Add one small 5-pound plate to the bar each week. Just 5 pounds. It feels easy. Some days it's too easy. But he does it. Every week. Without fail. In 3 months, he's lifted 60 pounds more. In 1 year, he has transformed his body. His progress is a straight, upward-sloping line. His success was inevitable from the first week. Who achieved the real, lasting result? The one chasing the emotional peak or the one building the disciplined plateau? The answer is obvious. The world rewards consistency, not heroics. You don't need their permission to be consistent. You just need to be consistent. So, how do you engineer this? How do you systematically build this momentum, this sense of inevitability into your daily life? You implement the mechanism. The 1% better protocol? This is your system for compound growth. The goal is not to be 100% better tomorrow. That's a peak. That's a fantasy. The goal is to be 1% better today. Just 1% at the end of each day or the beginning of your work session. You ask one question. What is the 1 tiny 1% improvement I can make in my craft, my process, or my habit today. This is not about massive overhauls. It's about microscopic adjustments. Is your writing 1% clearer today? Did you use one stronger verb? Is your code 1% more efficient? Did you refactor one small function? Is your sales call 1% more effective? Did you listen 1% more intently? Is your health habit 1% stronger? Did you drink one more glass of water? That's the key. The focus is so small it feels trivial. It feels like nothing. But that is the secret. Because nothing, repeated consistently, becomes everything. A 1% daily improvement compounds. In 70 days, you are not 70% better. You are 100% better. You have doubled your capacity, your skill, your results. Inevitability is built daily, not declared. You cannot declare yourself a success. You cannot hope for inevitability. You build it. You lay one brick perfectly every single day. You make that 1% improvement every single day. You show up every single day. The cumulative effect of these small daily actions is not linear. It is geometric. It explodes. What starts as a grind transforms into a flywheel. The initial energy you put in starts to circulate, to build, to amplify. The wheel spins faster and faster with less and less effort. You have a choice. You can live in the exhausting cycle of peaks and valleys, where your results are dictated by your volatile emotions. Or you can build the plateau. You can install the 1% better protocol. You can make your success a mathematical certainty, a force of nature that becomes unstoppable. It's not about a grand gesture. It's about a grand consistency. Stop chasing the spark. Become the fire that burns steadily and inevitably every single day. You have built an unstoppable momentum. You are a force of nature. But there is one final internal shift you must make. You must upgrade the story you tell about who you are. You must shed the identity of the person who used to struggle. Chapter 8. Reject the identity of the struggler. You have the code. You have the systems. You have the momentum. But there is a ghost living in your house. A ghost that can override every system, sabotage every momentum, and break every code. This ghost is your identity. The story you tell yourself about who you are. You have built an identity around the struggle. You see yourself as a struggling artist, a burned-out entrepreneur, someone who is bad with discipline, someone who always gets in their own way. And here is the unbreakable law. Your actions will always follow your identity. You will act in a way that is consistent with the story you believe about yourself. If you believe you are a struggler, you will subconsciously and then consciously create situations that require struggle. You will find problems. You will procrastinate. You will self-sabotage. Not because you want to, but because you must. You are being loyal to your identity. The struggling creative cannot simply get a win. A win would violate their identity. It would be an existential threat. So their mind, their committee, their habits, they all conspired to return them to the familiar state of struggle that ends today. You are not overcoming struggle. You are outgrowing the identity that required it. Asterisk, asterisk, your actions follow your identity. Change the story. Change the result. Asterisk, asterisk, this is the deepest level of the creator code. It's not about doing differently for a day. It's about being differently forever. You must stop seeing yourself as someone who is trying to be disciplined and start seeing yourself as a disciplined person. You must stop seeing yourself as someone who hopes to create value and start seeing yourself as a merchant of value. Your identity is the source code. Your actions are just the output. You can tweak the output all you want, but if the source code is corrupt, the glitches will always return. You don't need their permission to change your identity. You are the author of your own story. Look at the proof. It's in the language people use. Person A says, "I'm bad with money." That is an identity statement. It's a core belief. So what do? They act in accordance. They avoid looking at their bank account. They make impulsive purchases. They see money as a mysterious evil force they cannot control. Their behavior perfectly supports their identity. Person B says, I am a master of my finances. This is also an identity statement. This person's behavior must now align. They review their budget weekly. They invest consistently. They make deliberate spending choices. Their behavior perfectly supports their new identity, the same amount of money. Two different identities. Two completely different financial realities. Which one are you? Asterisk, asterisk, stop telling the story of your struggle. Start telling the story of your solution. Asterisk, asterisk, the stories you tell to yourself, to your friends, in your journal, are not just words. They are incantations. They are spells you are casting on your own future. Every time you say, I'm so overwhelmed, you are reinforcing the identity of someone who cannot handle their life. Every time you say, I'm a procrastinator, you are giving that ghost more power. You must become a ruthless editor of your own story. Cut out the chapters on struggle. Burn the manuscripts of victimhood. You're writing a new book now. The title is The Solution. So, how do you forcibly evict the old identity and install the new one? How do you rewrite the source code? You use the mechanism. You deploy the identity shift statement. This is not a fluffy affirmation. This is a strategic present tense declaration of who you are now. It is a command to your subconscious. It is the new law of the land. Your statement must be, 1, in the present tense. Not, I will be, but I am. 2, action-oriented. It must describe a mode of operation. 3, forceful and clear. Examples. Asterisk. I am a professional who delivers on time. I am a master of my focus. I am a person whose word is law. I am a merchant of exceptional value. This statement becomes your filter for every decision. You don't just repeat it mindlessly. You use it. When you are tempted to miss a deadline, you ask, what would a professional who delivers on time do right now? The answer is clear. They deliver. When you feel the pull of distraction, you ask, what would a master of my focus do? The answer is clear. They focus. When you consider cutting corners, you ask, is this the action of a merchant of exceptional value? The answer is clear. It is not. Asterisk, asterisk, you are not overcoming struggle. You are outgrowing the identity that required it. Asterisk, asterisk, this is a profound shift. You are no longer fighting against an old version of yourself. You are simply allowing that old version to fall away because it no longer fits who you have become. The snake does not struggle against its skin. It outgrows it and sheds it. Your old, struggling self was a skin you have outgrown. The creator code has made you too big for it. It is time to shed it. You have a choice. You can continue to wear the ill-fitting identity of the struggler, the procrastinator, the overwhelmed. You can let that old story dictate your actions until the day you die. Or you can declare a new identity. You can write the identity shift statement. You can start acting from that new identity, not towards it. That's the key. You don't act your way into a new identity. You adopt the new identity and let it dictate the actions. It's not about fixing a flaw. It's about stepping into a pre-existing power that was always yours. The struggle was a costume. Take it off. You are a professional creator. Now, dress like it. Speak like it. Act like it. You have shed the identity of the struggler. You are now a professional creator in mind and action. But a professional does not operate on whims. A professional operates on a schedule. It is time to make your time a testament to your new identity. Chapter 9. Your calendar is your creed. You have a new identity. You are a professional creator, a merchant of value, a person of action. But an identity without a structure is just a philosophy. A wish, a ghost. Your identity must become physical. It must become tangible. It must take up space in the real world. How? It must be scheduled. Your calendar is not a suggestion box. It is not a list of nice to-dos. Your calendar is the physical manifestation of your priorities. It is the operating system of your new life. It is the ultimate expression of the creator code. If it is not on your calendar, it is not a real commitment. It is a fantasy, a hope, a prayer, A goal without a time block is a hallucination. You can have the best intentions in the world. You can have a burning desire to write a book, build a business, get in shape. But if you have not carved out the specific, non-negotiable time to do it, you are hallucinating. You are dreaming. You are not building. The amateur has a to-do list. The professional has a calendar. The to-do list is a collection of wishes. The calendar is a contract you make with your future self. It is a series of appointments with your own legacy. You don't need their permission to schedule your priorities. You are the CEO of your time. Look at the evidence. Let's make this undeniable. Open two calendars. Calendar A is chaotic. It is reactive. It is a patchwork of other people's demands. Meetings pop up randomly. Emails dictate the flow of the day. The only time blocks are for external obligations. Deep work, learning, health, these are squeezed into the leftover spaces, which means they never happen. This calendar screams one thing: my priorities are whatever is most urgent to someone else. This is the calendar of a servant. Now. Calendar B, this is the creed of the creator. The foundational elements are blocked first in ink. A 2-hour block for deep creation every morning. A 1-hour block for physical power, 30 minutes for skill acquisition. These blocks are sacred. They are the pillars. Meetings and administrative tasks are scheduled around these pillars if there is space. This calendar declares, this is who I am and my time reflects it. This is the calendar of a master. Which calendar do you think produces results? The reactive one or the intentional one? The answer is obvious. Your calendar is a direct reflection of your true priorities, not your stated ones. Asterisk, asterisk, you must defend your time blocks like your life depends on it. Because it does. Asterisk, asterisk, someone requests a meeting during your deep creation block? The answer is no. A quick question tries to invade your skill acquisition time? The answer is no. You must become a ferocious guardian of these blocks. They are not negotiable. They are not flexible. When you defend these blocks, you are not being selfish. You are being loyal. Loyal to your craft. Loyal to your mission. Loyal to the person you have committed to becoming. Every time you surrender a time block, you are betraying your future self. You are voting against your own potential. So, how do you architect this kind of calendar? How do you move from a chaotic list to a strategic creed? You implement the mechanism. You adopt the theme day method. This is the ultimate system for eliminating decision fatigue and ensuring deep focus. You stop trying to do everything every day. Instead, you assign a specific theme to each day of your work week. You dedicate each day to a specific type of work. For example, asterisk, Monday, Creation Day. This day is exclusively for your most important creative work. No meetings, no admin, just deep, focused creation. This is when you build your value. Asterisk Tuesday, Connection Day. This is for meetings, calls, collaborations, and outreach. You batch all your human interaction here. Asterisk Wednesday, Administration Day. This is for systems, finances, logistics, and planning. You handle the business of your business. Asterisk Thursday, Learning and Development Day. This is for acquiring new skills, studying, reading, and strategy. You invest in your own growth. Asterisk Friday, Wrap-Up and Review Day. This is for finishing loose ends, reviewing the week and planning the next. The power of this system is profound. When you wake up on a creation day, there is zero decision fatigue. You don't ask, what should I work on? You are a creator today. Your entire mental energy is channeled into the work, not into deciding what the work is. It creates relentless momentum in each area. A full day of creation produces far more than scattered hours throughout the week. A full day of connection is far more effective than constant context-switching calls. Asterisk, asterisk, your calendar is your creed. Live by it. Asterisk, asterisk, this is where your identity becomes action. Your creed, your belief in yourself as a creator, is made real by the structure of your week. You are not just saying you are a professional. You are scheduling like one. You have a choice. You can continue to let the world whims dictate your days, living in a state of constant reaction and low-grade anxiety. Or you can take command. You can design your weeks with the theme day method. You can block your time like a professional. You can defend those blocks like your life depends on it. That's the key. It's not about having a busy calendar. It's about having a purposeful one. A calendar that is a perfect reflection of your creator code. Your time is the one resource you cannot get back. Stop spending it like an amateur. Start investing it like a master. Your calendar is your creed. Now, go live by it. Your creed is set. Your time is commanded. You are no longer building the code. You are living it. The installation is complete. There's only one thing left to do. The only thing that ever mattered. Chapter 10. The code is live, now architect your legacy. This is it. The final piece. The moment of truth, you have been given the code. Not a theory. Not a philosophy. An operating system. A fundamental law for a life of power, purpose, and production. The download is complete. The installation is finished. The system is live. There is no more information to find. No more secrets to uncover. No more books to read, no more videos to watch, no more gurus to follow. The search is over. The setup is over. The creation begins now, asterisk, asterisk, the setup is over. The creation begins now, asterisk, asterisk, for too long, you have been in preparation mode. You have been gathering tools. You have been sharpening axes. You have been studying the blueprints. And that was necessary. But that phase is now concluded. You are no longer a student of the code. You are now the master of it. Your training is complete. It is time to leave the dojo and enter the arena. It is time to stop preparing and start building. The creator code is not information to be consumed. It is a system to be lived. It is a rhythm, a heartbeat, a way of moving through the world that guarantees results. You don't need their permission to live it. You just need to live it. Look at the proof. Look at any great creator, artist, or entrepreneur in history, the great composers, the master painters, the visionary architects, the empire builders. They did not have a secret you do not. They did not have a different code. They simply lived by the one you now hold. They executed without negotiation. They silenced their committees. They built environments that supported their work. They took action before they felt clear. They built containers of discipline. They became merchants of immense value. They built momentum until their success was inevitable. They held the identity of a master. They lived by the creed of their calendar. They were not superhuman. They were simply consistent. They applied the fundamental laws without exception. Their legacy is the proof. The cathedrals, the symphonies, the companies, the works of art, these are not the products of luck or talent alone. They are the products of a code. Live daily, asterisk, asterisk. Your legacy is the sum of your daily, non-negotiable actions, asterisk, asterisk. Let that be the final anchoring thought. Your legacy is not a single grand gesture you make at the end of your life. It is not a speech. It is not an obituary. Your legacy is being built today. Right now, it is built with every time block you defend. With every moment you choose execution over negotiation. With every time you silence the committee and speak with authority. With every piece of value you create and put into the world, your legacy is a mountain. And you build it by carrying one bucket of disciplined, focused, value-driven action at a time. Day after day after day, you have a choice. You can see this as the end of a book. Or you can see it as the beginning of your life's work. So how does it all fit together? Let's review the code one last time, not as separate chapters, but as a single, flowing process. This is the mechanism for the rest of your life. It starts with identity, chapter 8. You wake up and you are a professional creator. This is your core programming. From that identity, you design your environment, chapter 3. You architect a world that makes success automatic. You remove the friction. This is your hardware. Then you look at your calendar, chapter 9. You assign your themes. You block your time. This is your strategic plan. your creed in physical form. And then, when the time block for deep work arrives, you execute. Chapter 1. You do not negotiate. You use the 5-second rule. You move. This is the moment of action. And when the committee in your mind objects, Chapter 2, you silence it with your authority mantra. You reaffirm your identity. This disciplined action, repeated, builds your container. Chapter 5. It holds your energy. It transforms it into power. That power is channeled into creating value. Chapter 6. You are a merchant, a giver, a solver. This consistent value creation builds momentum. Chapter 7. It makes your success feel inevitable, and the whole system is powered by the understanding that action comes before clarity. Chapter 4. You never wait. You always move. This is the loop. This is the code. It is self-reinforcing. It is perpetual. Identity, greater than environment, schedule, execution. Over and over. Day after day, asterisk, asterisk, the code is live. Now, go build your cathedral. Asterisk, asterisk, that is your only task. You are no longer a person who is trying to get better. You are an architect. You have the blueprint. You have the materials. You have the crew. The only thing left is to build. Build your business. Build your body of work. Build your health. Build your relationships. Build a life that is a monument to what is possible. When a human being decides to stop struggling and start creating, you have a choice. You can close this book and return to the noise. You can let the code fade from your memory, becoming just another piece of consumed information. Or you can make this the turning point. The day you stopped consuming and started creating. The day you stopped negotiating and started executing. The day you decided that your legacy was too important to leave to chance. The key was never in finding the code. The key is in living it. You don't need more motivation. You need more action. You don't need a new plan. You need to execute the one you have. The code is simple. The code is clear. The code is live. Now, go build your cathedral. The struggle is a choice. Inconsistency is a choice. Negotiating with your own potential is a choice. You now hold the alternative. The creator code is leave. Execute, don't negotiate. Kill the committee. Architect your environment. Take action before you feel ready. Build your container of discipline. Become a merchant of pure value. Build that momentum until your success feels inevitable. Reject the old identity of the struggler. Live by the creed of your calendar. This is the code. This is the law. There's no more information to find. There's no secret left to uncover. The only question that remains is this: will you close this book and return to the same negotiations, the same struggles, the same cycle of hope and disappointment? Or will you, from this moment forward, live by the code? The world is not shaped by those who know. It is shaped by those who do. The code is simple. The code is clear. Now go build your legacy. It's waiting.